going on? So the video gonna be about, I saw recently, I guess, Babyface, the R&B legendary songwriter, producer, what have you, artist. And I follow his career since forever. I go back to when he was with Man Child. He's been around a long time. Anyway, he out on stage, and I guess it's now customary, especially when it's black on black, to take a cheap shot at R. Kelly. And some story about when he was in school and about a teacher and all that. And I said, well, that's pretty common. Growing up back in the day, we all kind of had like a crush on little teaching stuff. And you talking about you're a songwriter and you know. But why would he go there exactly? What would make him do that? I have a few takes on it. It's fashionable right now to kick R. Kelly witness down. And you can feel how you want, one way or the other, where he's concerned. However, I will say this. It didn't get no reaction from the audience. And I know Babyface audience is might be a little bit older than R. Kelly's audience. It could be in the same rate. Well, you got to remember something. I mean, Face was out before R. Kelly, but R. Kelly been on 30 years. Babyface been about 40. So it's a 10-year gap or so. But still having said that, they do kind of travel in the same circles. I mean, they were the two most important R&B pop songwriter producers of the 90s. R. Kelly had most top 40 hits for a male solo artist in the 90s, and Babyface with L.A. Reid and what he did with Daryl Simmons, etc., and his solo career, well, you couldn't turn the radio on from the early to mid 90s without Babyface songwriting production. And R. Kelly came hit in the mid 90s and took it off and ran with it early to onward. So there could be some, you can see the tension there. It could be some envious or some jealousy. And the funny thing that cracks me up about this is that Babyface over the years has either says, thrown tribute lies to R. Kelly on stage or something, remarked about 12 play, or he did a cover of I Believe I Could Fly, which is on YouTube. Actually, and it was a Johnny Mathis modernized album where they took songs, the best songs last 25 plus years, in compilation. Johnny Mathis covered them. Babyface produced it. Johnny Mathis, I Believe I Could Fly. So if you are supposedly respecting an artist's work, how are you going to go and take a cheap shot like that on stage? I just don't understand. I don't believe in ever kicking anybody when they're down. You don't know how everything goes and what have you. Everybody has their right and their take about R. Kelly, one way or the other, how they feel. I'm going to say this. I always separate artists from a person. R. Kelly, to me, is the last true great modernized soul man. I don't think it's even close. I don't think no one else from his era onward has a catalog or impact or depth to what the man has done musically. I mean, you look at the careers and the people he worked with, and we're just talking music. That man can go toe to toe. You got to go back to the past to put him in my perspective. There's nobody. I don't care how many hits Usher's got in Billboard or Drake or what have you. None of them, they're not. They're not seeing R. Kelly. Neither is Beyonce on the female side, or Rihanna, or whoever you want to throw in there. He was the dominant artist. On the personal side, I'm going to say this. If there's truth to what was going on, of course, let the courts decide what have you. I'm not buying a documentary. I'm sorry. You can sit on something for 15, 20 years and then use it up against somebody. That's called selective vision. That's not actual due process. And I think a lot of that stuff ain't going to stick no way. Too many people looking to get a bag off R. Kelly's name. So, you know how you look at it. You can have your takes on his choices. And no one knows. No one knows the whole nine. You know. But I will say this. Let that come out the way it's supposed to. But to take a cheap shot, especially from an older established artist like Babyface, you don't do that. You don't do that. I don't recall when James Brown went through his legalities in the late 80s, early 90s. I didn't see Solomon Burke or his peers or Curtis Mayfield, somebody taking a shot about him, you know. Or, people had a way of being, you didn't hear about artists, or music artists, getting on stage when Rick James had his situations, taking shots. You didn't hear that. They threw respect and love, and it was like, we let that come out. people were cool, respectful. I know there wasn't social media around, but still, you gotta be respectful, and you gotta remember. And tell Babyface like any of them, they can come back with surviving you because you are black, and they can always come back on you. So you gotta be careful with what you hire and what you say. You know, I'm not with that knocking somebody when they're down, and I always wait to stuff. Obviously when things come through, because I always say there's more goes on with a lot of these so-called Me Too movements and this other stuff. It's a lot of political agenda, and people tend to go after people in ways that have nothing to do with the law and the legalities. And I may do a video about that one day because it's almost like the mobsters when they get old and they want to go after them. But they don't go after truth when it's money coming in. It's about that bag life. Believe me, there's more to it. So anyway, this is my thoughts and takes about Babyface's, what I call a weak shot at R. Kelly on stage. You don't need to be doing that. Because believe me, you got to watch your own. And right now we're in a more serious situation than artists getting on stage taking shots on people. So anyway, give me your thoughts and your take about it. Hit the like, hit the subscribe when the bell rings in the video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear. Watch out for one another. And remember, never kick nobody when they're down, because you never know on the way back up, the retaliation and the payback. Karma is always watching you. I'm out.